So last week, Spirit Halloween released their first teaser video for 2025, and from this video, it revealed a ton of awesome stuff to expect for this Halloween season. Like some new animatronics and some hints towards the new theme, but another big thing it revealed is a bunch of the returning animatronics for 2025. And overall, it seems like this year they're going to be bringing back a ton of awesome animatronics. So today, we're going to be talking about all these animatronics that were hinted at in Spirit Halloween's teaser video. So anyways, let's of course get started. What's up, Haunters? I'm Alex, as always, and welcome back to the channel. So for those who don't know, each year Spirit Halloween tends to bring back around 4 animatronics from the past to sell in their new lineup. And usually it seems they tend to bring back a mix of animatronics. They always bring back at least 1 or 2 really popular ones, and then also just some other random ones to fill their lineup. And with this year's teaser video now being out, I believe we know all the animatronics that Spirit will be bringing back for this year, or at least most of them. It's always hard to say if these references in the teaser to these animatronics means they will come back or if they're just referencing some older Spirit animatronics, but overall I'm really hopeful that all these animatronics I mentioned today will return because I'd love to see these all back. But anyway, with that said, that's enough talking for the intro. Let's of course get to talk about all the animatronics that are hinted at in this teaser video, starting off of course with the Experimental Eddie. So for those who don't remember him, Experimental Eddie is more of a newer animatronic. He comes from 2019 and is pretty much this zombie guy that's being electrocuted with all these wires coming out of him. And you know, he's a pretty good animatronic. I wouldn't say he's the best ever, but for what he is, he's a decent one. I'm always a big fan of these zombie type animatronics, and this guy is definitely a good one. One thing I do like about him is how they give him sort of that different color scheme where, you know, it's the green skin everything, not the pale, more human-like skin. So overall, that's nice that they switched that up with this guy. And then yeah, just some of the other details we know about this guy. Of course, he originally sold for $200, which isn't too bad. And he of course had that really nice animation where he's sort of thrashing around. And overall, I think this guy would be a good one for them to bring back, just with the theme and everything this year, because of course he sort of goes along with that subway zombie type vibe with all the wires and everything. So I do have a feeling that Spirit is looking to bring this guy back. And of course, where we saw this guy hinted at in the teaser was in that little clip where we can see this newspaper on screen, where of course they made headlines about this big rap, but then down the corner we can of course see his head just right there. So overall, I have a pretty good feeling that this is an animatronic that they will bring back because it's just such an obvious hint in the video right there. Just with the theme, you know, like I said, he will fit in perfectly. So overall, an all-right animatronic from the bring back, and honestly, I could see this guy being sold in stores too and not being an online-only exclusive. And moving on, probably the most obvious tease that we get in the teaser video is towards the Electrified Corpse. Of course, this guy here, we get a full body shot of him that appears on screen in one flash, so I think it's pretty much confirmed that this guy is returning. And yeah, for those who don't remember this guy, he's a really awesome animatronic. Honestly, one that I did forget about, but I'm really happy that they're bringing this guy back because honestly, he's one that I would love to have. He's pretty much this zombie guy that hangs down where his legs are chopped off, he's got his arm chopped off there, and he's similar to Experimental Eddie where he's got all these like cords going through and he's being electrocuted. And yeah, he's just such a fun character. I love just everything about this guy. No, he looks creepy. He's a zombie, which like I mentioned many times on my channel, I love zombies. And he's an animatronic too that was a pretty decent one for his price. He of course originally sold for $140 in 2016, which of course if they were to bring this guy back this year with tariffs and everything, that may be bumped up to like $160, but still that's not too bad. And he's just another one too that fits so well into the theme, so it just makes sense for them to bring this guy back in stores because again, this guy's zombie, he's getting electrocuted and everything, you know, it just would work perfectly in that theme. So overall, this guy, if they do bring back in stores, he'd honestly be one that I would consider getting because this guy goes so perfect in my death row hallway. But yeah, overall, I'm excited to see this guy back, and yeah, this guy's gonna be awesome. Alright, and carrying on the next guy right here, I just quickly want to talk about him since we already got this guy released, but this guy is of course Silent and Deadly. Of course, in the teaser video, we can see Silent and Deadly's name sort of spray painted onto this one side here. And it's not really a tease because we did already get this guy released for halfway to Halloween. But yeah, Silent and Deadly right here, it's a solid animatronic for them to bring back. You know, he's a fairly popular one and he's a really good animatronic for what he is. And honestly, I think it would have been better if they brought him back last year. But of course, it still is really nice seeing him back this year. And of course, if you want him, he is for sale currently online.
Looks like you could use a smile.
Alright, and carrying on the next guy right here, I desperately want Spirit to bring back. Now, it is unknown if they will bring back or not, but of course, in the teaser video, we of course can see the name Pumpkin Nester on screen in this subway map, which of course, all the other names that are visible on this map are fairly recent animatronics from the last 4 or 5 years, or names of horror movie characters. So with this guy being one of the older animatronics on this list, it makes me think that maybe they'll bring him back. And honestly, I would really love to see this guy back because he's definitely my favorite animatronic of all time from Spirit, or at least one of my favorites. For those who don't remember him, he's this really cool pumpkin guy. He comes from 2013, and overall, he just sort of swings on a swing, but it's some really good audio, and I love that look of him. And for this guy, I don't know, I still have feeling like he isn't going to be returned. Of course, we've seen hints towards him in the past, and they haven't brought him back, so with his name being in this teaser, might just be another reference to him. But overall, Spirit, please bring this guy back at some point, because I really want to get him.
Hey there, friend. Welcome to the fun house. Come a little closer. We've got fun and games and hugs.
Anyways, I've got one more animatronic to talk about here, and this guy is, of course, Hugz The Clown. And for those who don't remember him, Hugz The Clown is this really cool clown animatronic from Spirit Halloween back from 2018, and really the standout thing about him is sort of that purple look of him, which we never really seen in clowns up to that date, and he, of course, also has this really cool lunging animation where it looks like he's trying to hug you. And this guy, in my opinion, is definitely one of the best clown animatronics out there, and I'm probably a little biased because he was one of my first life-size animatronics I ever got from Spirit, but overall, he's just such a cool one. I love that look of him. He's got some great audio and some great animation. And overall, this hint that we get to him in the teaser, I will be honest, this could be hinting towards some sort of new animatronic or something else. It may not be referencing Hugz The Clown, but of course, in one clip right here, you can see on screen we have these two yellow eyes which appear in the darkness, and those look very, very similar to Hugz The Clown's eyes. Of course, it's that same sort of yellow, it has the black dot in the middle, and overall, I think it would be kind of weird if this isn't referencing Hugz The Clown, because those eyes, there's never really been any other animatronics that have them, and I don't really see them using those exact same eyes on a new animatronic. But yeah, it's still possible that these eyes could be for a new owl animatronic or just some sort of new licensed animatronic, but still, I'm very hopeful that these will be for Hugz The Clown. There's a pretty good chance, you know, he's a very popular one, and after them bringing back Creepy Tyrant Clown last year, I think it's definitely time for them to bring this guy back. But anyways, it's sort of not as confirmed that this guy will return as some of these other animatronics, but yeah, I'm still hopefully will bring this guy back. Anyways, with all said, everyone, that of course is it for today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below which of these animatronics you want to return most. And anyway, I'll see you all next video. Goodbye.